Whoa, America, y'all know it's slick, Super 2, baby. And today, let's get into this Dame Dash, Roc-A-Fella Reasonable Doubt Masters situation. Now, Jay-Z, Dame Dash, Kareem Burks, Biggs, used to be business partners, and it seems as if they divided up shares of the Roc-A-Fella company, which contains the Reasonable Doubt Masters. These masters, there was a crazy auction. Dame Dash, he lost the lawsuit, some director, and he owes them bread. And his state said, look, you got to pay those debts. And then they put the Reasonable Doubt Masters up for auction. Now, in this clip that y'all gonna hear, Dame is wildin'. He's questioning Jay-Z's worth, questioning how much is this guy really worth, because the Masters, if y'all didn't know, an anonymous representative from Albany or upstate or somewhere in New York, they came and they purchased the shares for $1 million. Let's be honest, that's wild. Dame still owes the state. He still got to make those payments. And now it's probably only like a 12th or a tenth of what he owes. This situation is wacky, but America, peep this.
I think people really don't understand that from that third of Reasonable Doubt for the last like over 10, 15 years, I wasn't receiving any royalties, you know. And the reason why was because, you know, I had found some money that they didn't tell me about, and, you know, I took it because I knew that I would never get paid. There was no intention of me ever getting paid. And I don't feel like playing over that asset. No one showed up. And the state made a bid for it of $1 million. And that's really what it was worth. So if I'm making $120,000 a year, and let's say at a 10 times multiple, that's what usually things are bought for, it'd be worth like 1.2. What this really taught me was that in the world, homie isn't as big as he portrayed. You know, I thought more people would be interested in buying it because of the art value of it. And that's the only thing I was selling. Because of how everyone portrays they love this dude, if they really loved him like that, I thought some collector like the Wu-Tang thing, like Wu-Tang is loved. People really value them a certain way. When people buy a piece of like a piece of vinyl that no one can have for, you know, $25 million, that's love. There was no love. I thought people would at least show up. No one even showed up. So I'm like, wow. They're really portraying themselves to be a lot bigger paws than they are. Because no one showed up. It didn't even get market value. Now, that could be because of, you know, all that bullshit that they put in the newspaper. But they didn't even buy it. Now, he supposed to have it. The floor was $3 million. So why didn't he buy it? If he, you know, I just don't understand the play. They now have the state, for now, I guess, as a partner. If I could sell it, I thought people really loved Homeboy Paws way more than they did. People did not show up. Drake did put a bid in for $6 million, but then he disappeared. And so I'm like, damn. Well, you know, I don't know what happened. But other than that, everybody else was, no serious people were like, no one wanted that shit. Period. And when you go and look at the numbers, like the people that buy and acquire people's catalog went to look and they were like, first of all, we can't get no numbers, but the numbers that I'm hearing, it's not worth more than $1 million. I'm like, I know. What can you do? So everyone made a big deal over this asset, and it's like, bro, I just want to get rid of it. Any way I can. They stopped me from selling this shit. I just want to move on. But, you know, either way, I don't know if this is the rest to bed. I don't know what the fuck. I don't even really understand. It didn't make sense to me. So somebody can do some research. You know, I'm sure they'll put some stupid narrative on it. But Jay didn't even make a bid. He didn't even want his own shit. He didn't think it was worth $3 million. He himself did not want to bid $3 million on that shit, because that was the floor. A billionaire, suppose. You know, I'm not. And again, this thing of counting another man's money, the reason why I'm not trying to knock a man, it's just not for me to ever say what's in another man's pocket. Men don't do that. Again, I'm not sure exactly what that means. If they bought it for $1 million, I don't know why. I know the people that initially pushed the whole auction they don't get $1, zero. I know my child support will get.
Now, Dame, I think Dame, and of course y'all know Dame, super intelligent guy, but at the same time, I think we gotta keep a few things in mind. If it was about the Roc chain, that could be replicated, y'all. Like, it's not hard to get a new Roc-A-Fella chain, and you got the bread, and you know how you want it to look. That's easy. So if it's about the masters, it would have to be how much are the masters generating on a yearly basis. Now, I think cause Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt is more so like a legacy drop, his first album. A lot of people might probably even really got put on to Jay-Z with the Blueprint 2. And if we're keeping it a real bean, Jay-Z really skyrocketed when he dropped Blueprint 3, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong. Before around Blueprint 2, Hove was still Hove, right? When Hove did American Gangsta, he was still Hove. But when that Blueprint 3 came out, that Empire State of Mind, from New York, Concrete Jungle, that was when Jay-Z really, I think, became the mogul that we always known him to be. You feel what I'm saying? But Reasonable Doubt, that's like deep in his catalog. Unless you like a connoisseur, you a real Hove fan, you just like, alright, that's Hove's first album. You get what I'm saying? Now, I know Reasonable Doubt is amazing. Actually, Coming of Age with Memphis Bleak, that's my favorite Jay-Z song, right? My favorite Hove song is on Reasonable Doubt. You feel me? When Reasonable Doubt came out, it was critically acclaimed. It probably wasn't a crazy commercial success. Do y'all think that the Reasonable Doubt Masters is generating $1 million a year, $2 million a year? I'm not too sure about that. I don't know if Reasonable Doubt is generating that amount of bread. Alright, but y'all let me know in the comments. We could build on it. I say maybe it could be somewhere close. Dame Dash said that the Masters weren't even worth $3 million or even $1 million. And then he questions Jay-Z's claims of being a billionaire. Now, America, I think Hove gotta be. I think Hove might just be strategic with how he's handling the Reasonable Doubt Masters. You get what I'm saying? And what if there could be a possibility that they just don't want Dame to get the money? They just like, yo, whatever it is, stall on that, stall on this. We gonna play around with it until it slips back into our hands. They don't want to give Dame the bread. We know that they said Jay-Z was accused of creating a story around artificially devaluing the price of the Masters a few weeks ago. But once again, I think some calls could have been made to ice the value and the potential sale of the Masters. According to Dame, inquired about the price of them. We don't know what happened with that transfer, but one thing is for sure, this does seem to be working out for Jay-Z right now. And these Masters are a small portion of Jay-Z's legacy. It's a small portion, but it's an important small piece in my opinion, right? Because I'm sure Hove will do whatever it takes to prevent an op or an enemy from purchasing the Masters. This is a legacy play, one that Jay-Z would preferably want to have in his hands, because Reasonable Doubt is a part of his meteoric rise to the top. Someone would say that you got those Masters, you benefiting off his legacy. Why wouldn't he pull strings to eliminate any problems that could arise? Y'all, let me know what y'all think. Dame Dash trying to make it seem like Jay isn't worth the value of what he portrays, but I don't know about that. In the case of Reasonable Doubt, definitely do think some calls were made, and it's like they tried to short squeeze the Masters, devaluing the price in the short range so you can scoop in and reclaim an aspect of your legacy in the long range. Why wouldn't Hove do that, America? Dash was trying to get that $6 million from Drake, but what made Drake tap out, y'all? If Dame Dash is saying that he heard the numbers aren't even worth $1 million, why would he tax Drake nearly 8 times the price and expect him to take up a $6 million offer? Drake was like, man, Young Thug just got out and I gave him $1 million. So it's like, Drake was like, yo, they trying to tax Drake. You feel what I'm saying? They're trying to tax Drake, and it's really for bragging rights. It's like if Drake was like, yo, let me get that for $1 million, $2 million, they would have been like, nah, Drake got more money than that. Let's tax him for $6 million. And that honestly could go into a whole other conversation, but I don't think Drake was going to give up that $6 million just because. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that would have, once again, if the catalog even generates that kind of bread. Of course, I'm sure Jay-Z's catalog, aside from that, generates bread, but Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt is probably not going to make Drake his money back anytime soon. You feel me? But America, y'all let me know what y'all think, alright? Y'all know it's a show aesthetics. Let's get it, baby. Yeah. Super Tube. Yeah.